What's going on, guys? This is Dylan from Review Raptor, and in this video I'm going to talk about the Xbox One versus the PS4, which one I think is the better system and which one I would recommend.
You ask your little mommy for Christmas.
First thing I want to go over is my first impression of both systems. That would be the price and what it looks like. Starting with the Xbox One, it's $499. That is $500, and it's pretty much a big box with vents all around it. Now, I did get a chance to see it in person, and the vents do look pretty badass, but that's about the only thing going on for it. Besides that, the PS4 pretty much kicks its ass in this category. The PS4 is $399. That's $100 cheaper. You can pick up a controller in a video game right around for the same price as the Xbox One. And the PS4 looks a lot cooler. It's smaller, looks more high-tech. I like the way it looks on the stand. I like the blue bar going across it. Just overall, it pretty much kicks the shit out of the Xbox One in this category. Moving on to the hardware. What is under those hoods? How are they actually going to perform when we get our hands on them? There's some pretty interesting things going on paper. We'll start with the CPU. Both of them have an 8-core x86 AMD processor. Now, according to Microsoft, theirs is custom built. I don't know what that's supposed to mean. I guess it means it's supposed to be better. It kind of sounds like a marketing technique to me more than anything, but I guess we'll see once we get our hands on it and get to play it. People do call me a know-it-all all the time, but as far as GPUs are concerned, I don't know a whole awful lot in this aspect. According to everyone, though, the GPU for the PS4 is a lot better than the GPU for the Xbox One. Both systems have 8 gigabytes of RAM, which is significantly better than their predecessors. However, PS4 has the upper hand in this case because it has GDDR5, which is a newer, quicker type of RAM, as opposed to Xbox One, which has DDR3. Xbox One does come equipped with a Blu-ray drive this time around. However, in the PS4, it has an improved version of Blu-ray. How much of a difference that'll make, I don't know, but it's probably worth noting. So on paper, PS4 is superior in hardware specifications, plus it's $100 cheaper, so it's not really looking too good for Microsoft at this point right now. Now, a video game console doesn't do much good if it just sits there and collects dust. You have to have good games to play. And as far as exclusives on launch date, in my opinion, we're looking at basically Killzone and Knack versus Rise and Dead Rising. This isn't much of a competition. I'm much more excited for Killzone and Knack than I am Rise and Dead Rising 3. It's just not even close. Killzone is a badass, beautiful game, a first-person shooter. Knack, I'm really excited for Knack. I know some people aren't, but I think it's going to be a great game. And as far as Rise, I mean, it looks cool, but I don't know how much replayability it has on it. It's like once you play it once, you're kind of done with it. It just stays there on the shelf. As far as Dead Rising 3, I mean, it's another zombie game. I'm kind of sick of zombie games. I mean, I'm sure it's going to be good, but come on, man. A zombie game. Man, it's really not looking too good for Microsoft right now, and I haven't even mentioned the part where they pissed a bunch of people off at E3. Hopefully they can do some things to turn it around. I did get a chance to use the Xbox One controller, and it does feel great in your hands. I love the 360 controller, and I think they improved upon it. However, the only thing I don't like about the Xbox One controller is that the thumbsticks are very small. They say that it creates greater range of motion, but I really wish they would have made them just a little bit bigger. I have not gotten a chance to get my hands on the PS4 controller, but according to a lot of people, it contends with the Xbox One as far as feel good in your hands. The PS4 controller does come with a touchpad on it, which I think is really cool. I can't wait to see how many different ways I can use it. The thumbsticks on the PS4 look like they've been improved, It has more of a concave style to it, which I think is better as opposed to the round. So I think they definitely stepped up their game as far as contending with Microsoft. Now, a very important thing that I have yet to mention is what are the exclusives going to be later on in the future. I know Microsoft has Titanfall in their back pocket, which is really dangerous. That could potentially be a game changer. That game is supposed to be badass. It's very reminiscent of back in the day when people bought an Xbox just to play Halo. Now on the PS4 side of things, I don't really see a big juggernaut. They do have Deep Down in production, which looks like a very interesting game. It's a medieval type of game, which I like. And it has a new graphics engine. It's supposed to be badass. When is it going to come out? I have no idea. Besides that, I don't see anything that just really stands out. They are working with a lot of indie developers, which is really cool. Hopefully some really cool games can come out of those guys. But they really need to pick up a juggernaut in order to compete with Titanfall. Now, I think it's pretty apparent by now which system I would choose if I could only get one. And that's obviously the Xbox One. Just kidding. The PS4, mainly because it looks better, it's $100 cheaper, the system is more powerful, and I like the exclusive titles better on launch date. I'm going to be reviewing every single game that comes out for the next gen consoles, so if you're looking to see if a game is good or not, head on over to ReviewRaptor.com.